Hi, my name is Alana, and I'm a neuroscientist and one of the young Tassie Scientists. Science is actually not just something you study at school. Science is how we understand the world around us. Scientists do experiments to try and separate fact from fiction. But what if I told you that sometimes those experiments can be wrong, just by chance? First, we have to consider that not all science is equal. There are different ways of doing experiments, and these different ways of doing experiments give us different levels of evidence. So consider a pyramid, where the bottom level of that pyramid is our least robust evidence, and the top level of that pyramid is our strongest evidence, the best kind of science you can do. Let's think about an experiment so we can understand this a bit better. What if I want to know whether a certain type of flower grows best in sandy soil or maybe in other types of soil? On the bottom of our pyramid, our least robust type of evidence is an expert's opinion. So I can go to an expert, a botanist in the field, and I can ask them, does this flower grow best in sandy soil or maybe in other soil? And the expert will think, and they might think about another type of flower that they know, and they could say, oh, well, I know another flower that's similar grows well in sandy soil, so maybe this one does too. Now, the problem with this type of evidence is we don't know if that's actually the truth. It might be close to the truth because we've asked an expert, but it's not very strong evidence for our flower growing well in sandy soil. The next level of our pyramid is a scientific observation. So what this means is I could go out into nature and I could look for that flower, see if that flower grows best in sandy soil or maybe in other soil out in nature. The problem with this is I don't actually know if that flower is growing well because of maybe other things like sunlight or water or animals. Maybe it is the soil. We don't actually know, but it's a very good scientific experiment. The next level of our pyramid is a scientific experiment. So in this case, the scientists might take that flower and grow it in a greenhouse. They might grow it in sandy soil or in other types of soil. They might grow it with different levels of water or sunlight. And this is how we can try and figure out if this plant is really growing because of the soil or because of other things. So how is that not the top level of our pyramid? Surely that is the best kind of experiment we can do. But the problem with this is the scientists might be wrong out of pure chance. They might have grown that flower in one part of the greenhouse that has more sunlight without realizing, so that's why it grew better. So the only way we can know if this is the truth is by doing a meta-analysis. The top level of our pyramid is meta-analysis. So what the hell does that mean? In this case, it means we add up all the experiments on this topic to see if they all have the same answer. So what we might do is we might have lots of scientists grow this plant in their greenhouse. And then we take all the results from their studies and we add them up together to see if the plant grew in sandy soil best in all of their experiments, or maybe it didn't. So now we know a bit more about the evidence pyramid. Let's put that into practice by doing an experiment of our own. Now we're in the labs and we're going to do an experiment. Suppose I wanted to know what kinds of dinosaurs live in a certain forest. Here, I'm going to cheat a bit and I'm going to tell you all the dinosaurs living in that forest. We have 16 dinosaurs total and 12 of them have grey skin, but 4 of them are pink. Now, how, if we were scientists, would we figure out what colour skin the dinosaurs have? Well, we would probably go to that forest and we would take a sample. We would catch a couple of dinosaurs and we would note down the colours of their skin. But, you know, we don't have the abilities to catch every single dinosaur in the forest. We could only catch a couple, say 4 dinosaurs. So we are in on the secret. We know that 75% of the dinosaurs have grey skin and 25% have pink skin. Now let's pretend we didn't and try an experiment. Here is our forest, and I'll put all my dinosaurs in. Now, if I were a scientist who was going to figure out what kinds of dinosaurs lived in this forest, I would take my sample of 4 dinosaurs at random. Okay, I've taken my sample of 4 dinosaurs out of the forest and I've checked the colours of their skin. We have 3 grey and 1 pink. So that's 75% grey dinosaurs, 25% pink. That's exactly what the entire population of dinosaurs were in our forest. That's fantastic. But imagine if I did it again, and that's not the result we got. Let's try it again. What's this? This time, I've taken 2 grey dinosaurs and 2 pink dinosaurs. So if I were using that to figure out what dinosaurs were in the forest, I would think that 50% of dinosaurs were grey and 50% were pink. But that's not right. What's happened here? Well, what's happened is pure chance. Just by pure chance, I have pulled out 50% grey and 50% pink, even though in our forest we know there's more grey dinosaurs than there are pink dinosaurs. And this can happen in science sometimes just by chance. You get the wrong answer. So how do we fix that? Well, what we do is we do a meta-analysis. So what I've just done is an analysis. I have analysed my dinosaurs and found 50% grey and 50% pink. So what a meta-analysis is taking all the analyses that we did before and adding them up together into one big experiment. So let's do it a couple more times and add up all our answers together. Alright, so now we've done our analyses. We've taken 9 different samples of dinosaurs. So what do? Some of those were wrong. Well, what we want to do a meta-analysis is to average the results. So let's add up all the percentages of grey dinosaurs we found. And then we divide them by the number of samples. So we divide them by 9. And look at that. Our answer is 75%. So even though some of our analyses were wrong, when we add them all up and average them together, when we do a meta-analysis, we still get the correct result at the end. From doing all these analyses, we're able to see how sometimes scientists are wrong just out of pure chance. But when we add together all the results, we're able to find the most accurate information possible. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with me and learning about the power of a meta-analysis.